Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. So for this week's video, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to talk about 8 different things you're probably never gonna hear a guy say. There are certain things that we keep locked inside of our brains that we never just wanna bring up out of nowhere or talk about or want you guys to know. So for this week's video, I came up with a couple that I could think of and a couple that people have told me before. So I hope that you guys like this week's video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If this is the first video you're watching of mine, make sure that you subscribe. But with that being said, here are the 8 different things that I came up with. First thing that I came up with that you'll probably never hear a guy admit or bring up in a conversation is that he actually likes that you talk so much. If you don't talk that much and you're just really shy, then this might not apply to you, but for the people out there that just talk and talk and talk and never stop talking, guys especially like when girls ask them questions, because then if a guy can answer the question that the girl has, then that makes them feel good about themselves and makes them feel useful that they're actually helping out whoever it is that's asking the question. For some reason, guys actually get really jealous. Now I know girls, you guys get really jealous if your boyfriend or the guy that you like is talking to another girl that also has a crush on that guy. And that makes sense, everybody is supposed to be jealous. But I just think that when it comes down to guys being jealous, there's another level of if there's a guy that likes a girl and the girl goes and talks to another guy who also has a crush on her, the guy automatically feels like that girl wants to be with that other guy because she's just talking to him. We get so overly jealous about certain things just if you're talking to somebody that we either don't like or somebody else that has a crush on you. I just think that guys will never admit that they get that jealous. Guys, I feel will never admit that they like getting compliments, or they won't know how to accept that compliment. So the next time you give a guy a compliment, just watch how he acts, because I feel when you give a guy a compliment, he'll either shrug it off or he'll just play it cool or he'll not know what to do. Whereas if you give a girl a compliment, you automatically see a smile, they're happy, they feel good, all this kind of stuff. I think it's opposite when you give a guy a compliment, but deep down inside, we actually like getting compliments. The next thing that I don't think a guy will ever admit to you are the exact thoughts that are going through his head when you ask him if you look fat in a dress. Now, somebody once told me that there are logical answers and emotional answers, and a lot of the time, everything in life can be separated into these 2 categories. You just have to know how to answer them correctly. When you're talking about looking fat in a dress, there's no way a guy should ever look at you and think logically and bring out a tape measure and measure your waist and do all these different types of things. This is definitely one of those questions that's emotional. And I just think it's one of those things, he's gonna want to make you feel confident. He's not gonna try to tear you down if you just don't look exactly like what you want to look like in a dress. I just think that question is one of those questions where it's either really right or it's really wrong. Guys are definitely not gonna want to be really wrong. Guys will never admit to you that your best friend is actually really good looking. If you have a boyfriend and you have a best friend and you kind of think that your best friend is really good looking, but every time you ask your boyfriend or your crush or whoever it is, if they think that that person is actually attractive, if they say no, then I think they're lying. Because if you think that that person is attractive, there's a lot better chance that that person actually is good looking, because you wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. And I feel if you ask a guy and he says no, but you think that she's good looking, it's just something that never comes up, and it doesn't matter, because even if that person is good looking, they're still attracted to you and they're still going out with you or whatever. I just think it's one of those things that doesn't matter, but it is one of those things that guys will never tell you. Another thing guys are never gonna admit to you is that if they don't have any money, or if they want to take you on a date and they actually can't afford it, that is one thing guys are never ever going to explain to you. He could put on the saddest, most I'm just texting, I'm not happy, I'm in an underwear store picking out makeup and perfume look on his face. Girls, he is actually happy because he's hanging out with you. It doesn't matter what you guys are doing. Guys will hang out with their girlfriends no matter what, and just because they're with you, that's what makes them feel good. If you were doing that by yourself or whatever, a majority of guys I feel would wish that they were with their girlfriend while they were doing anything. So I just think that if you see a guy looking really sad, just looking like he's having the saddest shopping day you've ever seen, he's actually happy. And guys don't want to admit that they like going and shopping with their girlfriends. Sometimes guys actually do want to watch chick flicks, and it's not because we actually like the movie, it's because we like watching something different every once in a while, and if it's something that you want to watch, it makes us feel good that we're watching something that you like. Guys will never admit that they like watching chick flicks, but there's 2 reasons why they do, and it's because you like watching them, and it's because it's something different other than everything else that we watch. I hope that you guys liked this week's video. I just randomly thought of it because the other day I heard some guy talking about how much he hates chick flicks, but at the same time, I knew deep down inside that he was just talking a bunch of garbage. So I wanted to make this video for you guys, and I hope that you liked it. Also, leave me a comment down below telling me either what your favorite chick flick is, or tell me one thing that like I wouldn't know about girls because girls never say it. Also, if you guys haven't checked out the vlog channel yet, make sure that you go and subscribe. I've uploaded almost every single day this week. But with all that being said, I love you guys so much, and as always, I will see you next Saturday in next week's video. Bye!